I have already created the lesson 3 and media folders. And what we're going to begin with is downloading 3 different graphic files that we're going to be uploading to Untitled and modifying. So I'm going to right click on the graphic file and I'm going to choose Save Link As. And now I have to navigate to the correct location. And I put them in my school OneDrive here. And I've opened up my media folder and I'm going to save it right in there. And I'm going to do the next one. We'll save that one. And finally, the third one. And the first thing we're going to cover is how to create a web optimized graphic file. And the type of graphic file that we're going to create is a little smaller. It's going to have 400 pixels for the width. And this is the type of graphic that you would put on a page and you'd have text flowing around it. I have opened up Untitled, and with Untitled, if you don't have any photos to upload, you can actually go to File, and they will randomly give you images. All you have to do is select Sample Image, and it will give you an image to practice with. If you have images on Facebook or Instagram, you can actually access those as well. I'm going to go ahead and upload one of the files that we just downloaded. And the one I'm going to start with is Arch Rock. And these are photos that I've taken. So you don't really have to worry about copyright because I'm allowing you to use them. And when you upload, it is giving you the full resolution photo. If for some reason you did not see this information, you can go to File and Image Size Info, and it pretty much gives you the same information. It's giving you the pixels for the dimensions. This is not a video, so number of frames is kind of irrelevant. It is giving you the size in kilobytes. So 1 kilobyte is approximately 1,000 characters. And so this is about 1,100,000, okay, give or take. It does tell you the file type. This is a Jpeg file, which is a photograph, and it shows you the quality. Now I'm going to kind of bump up the quality to 100% because that's what I'm going to start at. And I'm going to apply that change. And every time you make that type of change, it does tell you how that change impacted the size of the file. So you can see that just bumping it up a little bit has increased the size. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make changes and we're going to decrease the size. But I always kind of like to start with the full size. The next little change we're going to make is we're going to go to File and Image Size Info. And we're going to adjust the physical size. And we are shooting for about 50K. So we're going to key in 50 KB and we're going to resize the file. And you'll notice that it didn't quite give us 50K. It tries to make it as small as it can. And it does this by resizing the image. Now that is a little smaller than what we wanted. So I am actually going to resize the dimensions by clicking that link. And we want a width of 400 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the scaling. And now we're going to go back into image size info. And now we're at a quality setting of 100%. It's the size we want. It is a little bit bigger than what we want. You can see it's 116,641 bytes. And that is a little bit bigger than we wanted. We wanted about 50,000. Okay, so what we're going to do is change the quality. We're just going to bump it down a little bit. It doesn't take huge changes to get pretty big changes in size. And this is kind of a trial error thing. So I don't usually bump it down too much. I'm going to try, usually I try a couple different numbers, but I think 94 is pretty close to what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and key that in. And that gets us to about 51. Now, if you're doing this and you have no clue which number to use, you know, you could try 95. Okay, 54, actually 54 is close enough. And instead of using undo, which does not work very well, I actually just use the back button because that lets you plug in a bunch of different numbers. And if you are kind of experimenting and trying to figure out what quality to use, that works a little bit better than using undo. Okay, but at this point, you know, 51, 54, anything in there is absolutely fine. And our next step is going to be to actually save this. So we're going to go to File. We're going to choose Save Image. And we do want to save the JPEG file. So we're just going to click the button. And you'll notice that it gives it a terrible name. So we don't want to keep that name. We're going to call this thing Arch Rock Optimized. And we're going to keep the file type as a JPEG, and we're going to click on Save. Okay, so at this point, we have an optimized image. And the next video is going to cover cropping.